Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
All right, everyone. Oh, thank you. All right. If you're here for Emma Gabor, because we've been promoting, stop clapping, that Emma Gabor was on the show today. She's not. We had a little technical audio difficulty, and she's going to reschedule. So don't go away, because we still have a good show. But Emma's not here today. Okay? Okay. Happy February, everyone. Let's see what our view count for the show so far. My goal was to hit 200,000 by February 1st, and it is February 3rd, and we are... So that would be 209,003. So thank you, everybody who watches this show, who shares the show, who downloads it. Now is a great time to just share the show while you're watching. Just share it to the people you love. Let's get to 210 by tomorrow, shall we? Maybe we can get to 300 by the end of February. Okay. Let's see. I watched the Grammys last night and realized that I'm very old because I didn't know anybody there. And the performances were great. I didn't watch that much of it because really it's way past my bedtime. But Trevor Noah, I think, did a great job for a weird combination of like a bunch of people who have a lot of money and then fundraising for the fires in California. I thought it was a little weird. Him trying to like navigate that, like, here's a party and we're celebrating, but also scan the QR code and give money. And I think what I would have done is had the people in the room donate money to get into the room. Why not do that? And some of them probably lost their own homes in the fire. I don't know. I thought it was strange, a strange way to do it. And then they would show clips. I don't know. Anyway, it made me think that over here, I'm in South Carolina, very close to North Carolina, of all of the stuff from Helene that happened here that is still going on here that isn't getting as much attention. I know people in the area in North Carolina who are still going up there, who are still helping, who are still without businesses, without homes, without water. And so I want to start, and I should have done this before, but I'm an idiot and don't think, of ways that y'all can help the people here in North and South Carolina. So nc.gov/donate is what we're putting up today that you can help go and donate and help the businesses, the people that are still without their lives in North Carolina. I also want to say, hey, congratulations to our #1 show. Last week, our #1 most viewed show with Anand and Richard, a great show available wherever you get our podcast. Go listen to that. And thank you for everyone for watching that show. And I think we have a great show. I also just want to say, hey, Rachel, love you. So we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with Jeff and Heath and their story and some music. It's going to be really good. There's two people that you don't want to miss. You're going to want to meet. So we'll take a break and be right back with Jeff and Heath after this. Don't go away.
Listen, everyone needs a co-conspirator to reimagine their lives and uncover the opportunities in the challenges they face. If you are looking for the place where hope meets possibility and you are ready to create a life of meaning despite the diagnosis, look no further. Helen is a certified professional coach with a background in medical research and an autoimmune diagnosis who brings compassion, empathy, and your best interests to every conversation. Learn more about coaching with Helen at helensampsonmullen.com.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Get ready to be inspired because today we're talking about more than just music. We're talking about a journey, a reunion, and the power of creativity. Our guests today have a story as compelling as their sound. They've gone from college buddies rocking the Southeast to separate paths marked by military service and corporate life to a triumphant return to the stage. So please put your hands together for Jeff and Heath. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm on TV.
Welcome. How's it
Thanks for
going?
having
Can you? Yes, of course. Can you introduce yourselves? You're kind of
Sure,
layered
sure.
up back there, so I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
make
We're
sure.
tied in here. I'm Jeff Niebuhr, and this is,
I'm Heath Cobb. Thanks for having us.
and we're in the band Hecojeni.
I want to start with what that means.
It's
Hecojeni.
funny, you know, when you name a band, there's some hilarious points of that. And you find out most of the band names are taken. You can't get a website. So Hecojeni is the first two letters of each of our names.
I wish it was some Eastern religion.
Yeah, but it sounded cool, and I
It does sound
looked
cool.
it up. If I knew languages better, I could probably find a real meaning. But that's it. But it's there's a little bit of an inside joke. Like, how do you really pronounce it? Hecojeni, Hecojeni. So we actually paid some people on Fiverr from around the world just to do like street interviews. Like, how would you pronounce this word? And it was funny because depending on the location, they would all pronounce it the same way.
Oh,
But
interesting.
maybe 4 or 5 different pronunciations. So that's cool.
Can you tell everybody about your son? You've known each other obviously for a long time, took a little break, and
Yep,
now you're back.
that's right.
How has the music industry, how has making music changed since the 80s to now?
Oh yeah, for
That's
sure.
a great question.
Go ahead, take
No,
it.
you go ahead because you're the technical guy.
Well, a lot of it is technology. You know, we
Mm.
played in a band back in the 80s and 90s, and we saved all our money and recorded. Went to a studio for 5 nights, and it was incredibly expensive. Well, today we have a MacBook Pro and a little interface, and you have unlimited time. You do it over and over and over again. It's part of our writing process. We were just talking about one of our songs, and we should add different verses, and we should change this or that as well. That's something you couldn't really think about doing in the studio 20, 30 years ago. But now it's just a matter of time. It's not really a matter of paying someone, for their studio. We have a studio I think sounds fine, and we'll continue to buy cooler mics every once in a while. But that's the I think that's the main difference. And you know what? We're older, hopefully wiser. And so I think there's a bit of that comes across of a little age and wisdom. Nobody wants to only hear from 20-year-old punk kids. Like, at some point, let's hear somebody who's been through a little bit of life. Heath and I have both been through a decent amount of things, and hopefully that's coming through in kind of our story and the lyrics that we put out, and feel like we have something to say.
Did y'all watch the Grammys last night by any chance?
I did not. You mentioned it's past your bedtime. It's way past my bedtime.
Yeah. Yes. I watched like 20 minutes of it, like in bed, and I was like, I can't. This is too much.
Well,
I don't even know half the people there.
I'm addicted to TikTok, so I will see all the cool parts on TikTok in the upcoming weeks. So,
and then you feel like you knew it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you both, during your break, were you both releasing musics on your own, or?
I probably did more of that than Heath. We both played a bit. Heath and I were writing partners in our last band, and that's a tricky partnership to develop. I've tried to write with other folks and just didn't gel as much. So when we got back together, the songs started flowing, I think, at least for me.
It's like riding a bike. Jeff and I always, we had a 5-piece back in college, and actually the band was pretty big. I mean, we wound up, playing pretty much any night we wanted to. I supported, my college days. That was my job, really. It took me a little longer to graduate, but Jeff and I we wrote the songs together, most of them. But the process was a lot different because there were 5 guys, so you had 5 different opinions, and I think the songs back then wound up being a little bit simpler because you had 5 guys and you had to kind of appease everyone. Now with just the two of us writing, it's a different level. It feels like to me, I'm enjoying it a lot.
What brought you two back together? How'd you reunite?
Jeff did. I went off the grid. I was in the Marine Corps for a little while, and then kind of went on a little exodus after that. I wound up opening up a donut shop in a little town called Port Royal. You're in South Carolina, so Port Royal, near Hilton Head, and I did that for a couple of years. Sold it, and then went back off the grid again. I moved offshore for a couple of years. Jeff found me, said I've got a studio in Greenville, come check it out. And I came up here, and he's built an incredible little spot to get creative again. And that was 9 months ago. I haven't left. We've been doing it ever since. It's been great for me. Spiritually, it's been great for me.
Can you talk a little bit about what is different now and kind of what your plan is now that you're back together? And obviously we talked about how music has changed. What about touring or even releasing music has changed so much?
Yeah, so I've studied a little bit from different folks. Some of them from TikTok. I love TikTok. I think we're a little bit more in a singles environment, right? Kind of like the 50s. 50s was more singles. It wasn't until the Beatles really started pushing albums out. And then that kind of crashed and burned when people were loading up CDs with terrible songs to get you to buy the whole CD. And then Napster swept that away. Now we have, Spotify and iTunes or whatever. So I think streaming obviously is part of the release strategy. There's like a contrarian release strategy, which is people, there's this theory. It's like if you have 1,000 super fans, you could support one musician. So we would need 2,000 super fans. And super fans are people that will come see you when you're in their town, buy a t-shirt, buy some other physical merch, and maybe even pay, a few $100 to do a house show, right? So you just multiply that out. You get 1,000 people spending $100 a year. That's real money, right? It's 100 grand. So you get 1,000 people spend $200 a year. Now you're on your way. So I think there's a combination, and so our release strategy will be to release singles. It's pretty content heavy, and then maybe every 6 weeks, I think that's our schedule that we'll be on, is we'll release another single, another single, another single. Probably at the end of 10 singles, we'll release a CD of sorts or a physical vinyl, and start that cycle over again. That's our plan.
I always like to ask this, and I feel like I'm not getting the right answer. So I'm hoping you guys give me the right answer. Because I think a lot of people are like, well, wherever, we just want people to listen to it. But I just saw a graphic of like how many streams it takes on different platforms to earn, $1,000, and it's a ton. What is the best platform for people to listen to your music that supports you the most?
It's a good question. So when I talked about the 1,000 fans, I didn't even talk about streaming. It's a meaningless number for money. It's an important number for developing your fan base. It's a point of legitimacy as well, right? Whenever I see a new artist, I go look at their Spotify, like, oh, they got 1,000 users last month, right? It's like, oh, they're not real artists. But if you have 100,000 users, wow, they're a real artist. So I think that's important from that standpoint. I do think Bandcamp is probably one of the more artist forward ones. You basically can release your music. I have some stuff on Bandcamp. And then you set the price. You can make it free. People can pay what they want to pay. You can exclude this part of your catalog and say that's behind a paywall. So I think Bandcamp is probably the most artist-friendly release place. I think SoundCloud's second. That's where we're doing it now. In fact, we started SoundCloud just as a way to share music back and forth. Like, here's the newest version. He and I can go listen to that. It's just a local spot. So, but I think the real path towards making money today is that 1,000 fan strategy, and it's going to include merchandise, physical sales, touring, and house shows. And streaming is just a way to really develop a fan base. And it's really like you want to get an email list. This is like marketing 101 from the 96 when the internet started. Get the email list of people that like it and you know, want to be in your tribe, and then you monetize that email list over time. So that's the path.
What are you each most excited about in this like iteration of the group of the band?
I've got a much simpler view on how to do this. And my kind of philosophy is get out there and write a good quality, catchy song that somebody's singing in the car, singing in the shower, and the rest is going to take care of itself. I'm not, worried about getting out and people sending me money here and I just want to kind of get out there and have something that I mean, I guess you look at what goes viral now is the way to put it up. But the way I look at each song is trying to do something quality with a catch, something that's going to stick in your head. And I've gotten to the point now, like last night I was telling Jeff I had a dream about one of our songs and how to kind of redo it. We're a good combination because Jeff is very good at taking something that we've written, getting it pieced together, getting everything mixed and ready to go out. If it were up to me, they would never go out because I'm always finding something I want to change. I'm always doing something that's different. So the two of us together, I think, makes a pretty good marriage in making music because it allows for both in a bit. So I don't know if I answered the question, if I rambled.
Yeah, a little bit of both, but that's fine. It's a talk show. Yeah. What do you each love most about your lives right now?
I'm married to an incredible person, and she and I we bought this house. I don't know if you know Greenville, but there's a trail, a rails to trail that goes right through town all the way up to the next town, Travelers Rest. And we bought a piece of property right on the trail. Had a fire on the house, so we spent 2 years designing it. Now we're into construction, and so we're both kind of super excited. It includes the studio. So I'm excited about that. Greenville's such a fabulous town. It's
So
the
pretty.
right mix of, big town and small town and
A lot
restaurants.
of music here too.
A lot of music.
We've gone to a couple of shows since I've been here, and who did we see? We saw Cracker and Kevin Kinney.
Yeah, Driving to Crime.
So yeah, it's a good scene here. I like it. I'm just renting an Airbnb downtown. I came here 9 months ago, not really sure where I was going, and what Jeff has set up here with his life and his beautiful wife Diane and kind of everything that's going on. It's fun to be here. So I still haven't put roots down, but at the same time we've got some goals with the music that have me really interested. And you mentioned the Swamp Rabbit Trail. We finally got some warm weather. I'm going to go hit it after this and and enjoy that. So Greenville for now. We'll see where we are a year from now, but right now the music has become a priority for me and something to focus on, which I need, and we'll go from there.
Do you think you're going to tour at all?
I think that's part of the ingredient is playing live. It's definitely part of it. Jeff and I are just a two-piece right now, which is interesting. We play all the instruments. If we were to go live, there were some things we'd need to do, whether we bring on some drums and somebody else, or I've got this fantasy where we set up a 1993 Casio keyboard, tick 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 in the back, and we kind of do some electronic stuff with it, and it's still just the two of us. So, but yeah, no, that's definitely something that I think we need to do to support the songs. So, and I'm looking forward to that. I missed that part of it.
Yeah. I hope when you're ready to do that we are by then in a real studio that you can come and perform. That'd
be cool.
Yeah.
We could have you down in Greenville and we'll do a remote shoot from our studio.
I have family down there, so I actually will probably be there more than you think I will be.
Yeah, cool.
What is the best way that people can connect with you?
Probably our website. It's Hecojeni.com. We update it reasonably often. It's got links to just email me directly. We'd love to hear from you. There's links to our songs we have a playlist out on SoundCloud we call WIP, Work in Progress. And so people can go there. We'd love to have an interaction. We've talked about this before too. We'd love to have like an open sourcing on some of these songs where people go out and listen and like, you really need a third chorus or you need a different hook. And write something, send it to me, and we'll try to mix it in and see if we can do a crowdsource single or whatever. I think that'd be cool.
We're very unselfish musicians.
Yep.
I see that. I love that you're kind of just doing it because you love creating music and love collaborating. I love the collaboration aspect. I think that's so cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I can't thank you enough for jumping on and chatting. I'm so excited you're back. You both sound like you're so excited for this, and I'm so glad that you have found each other again to make some more music.
It's been
Thanks,
great.
man.
Yeah.
Congrats on your show. It sounds like you were knocking it out of the park.
Well, we're having fun, and that's all thanks to people like you. So
Cool.
I'm glad.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
We'll take a break and be right back after this. Don't go away.
You know what would be better than watching this commercial? Watching your commercial. Join the party that is Make Your Day Richer TV by advertising your brand, business, or project during the show. Use us to promote what you're doing to make our viewers' day richer. Scan the QR code or visit makeyourdayricher.com/advertising to start promoting today.
Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching. That was a great time. Go share the show and help us get to 210,000 by tomorrow. Let's do it, shall we? On tomorrow's show, jazz musician and podcaster Alan Paul, and we're talking gut health right here in the studio. Kate Ricciardi will be here to talk all about that. And if you'd like to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher and support the show. It's the only way we get to bring amazing people like Jeff and Heath to you every day. All right, everyone, go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching this show, and I love you for it. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.